Living in Denver or living in the burbs? At the same budget, which one's right for you? Hey everybody, it's Alyson with Live South Denver, your real estate strategist and realtor for the South Denver area. Today, we're touring 2 spots across Denver and a popular suburb. Everywhere we're looking has options in the $850 to $950 price range. Let's see what these areas deliver up for homes and lifestyle, and all things considered equal, which one would you pick? All right, if you want to live closer to downtown, neighborhoods like Hilltop, Montclair, Congress Park, Cheeseman Park, here's what this looks like. Homes in the $850 to $950 range might be 2,000 square feet to 3,000 square feet. You can get 3 or 4 bedrooms, and yes, you can even get a garage. Now, it will be a detached garage, but you'll get a 2-car garage. Oftentimes, these are not oversized, so really it may fit 1 car plus your toys, your bike, your kayak, all those other things that you want to keep in there, maybe your Christmas decorations. Homes selling in this price range over the last several months have been fully remodeled, utterly modern, clean, sleek, or mostly remodeled, and have a little more of that Colorado vibe, more of the brown tones, feel that bungalow style. So they are not needing a full gut job and a full update. If schools are of importance, if you're up in this area, George Washington and East High are generally where the houses up here are zoned to. On greatschools.org, one of those ranks a 7 and one of those ranks a 4. So we all know one of the perks of living closer to downtown is your commute into downtown is generally shorter. If you're up in the Cheeseman Park, Congress Park area, you're looking at a 15 to 20 minute commute in the mornings. It depends on how much traffic you've got and how many stoplights you catch. But what about access to recreation? So if you want to get over to the foothills, you want to get over to Red Rocks, Evergreen, hiking near Golden, commute time for that is closer to 40 minutes on an early Saturday morning. Now, Cherry Creek Reservoir, not far away. That's your closest access to water, to go paddle boarding, take your dog out for a splash. That's about a half hour away. One of the big perks of city life is access to all of Denver's parks and green space. And the closer you are to downtown, particularly the awesome north side, the more amazing your access is to our parks. Crestmore Park, Congress Park, Cheeseman Park, Wash Park, City Park. The list could go on, and there are so many smaller parks, and smaller is all relative. So that is really a huge part of the lifestyle. People love to get their runs in outdoors, and even in the winter time, it's not that cold here. We try to keep that a secret, but really 40 degrees with no wind in the winter is really, really pleasant to be outside. One of the other really attractive things about being near downtown is these neighborhoods are mature. A lot of these homes are 1900s, early 1900s, are refurbished, remodeled, original. Sometimes they are scrapes and utterly modern, which is incredibly cool also. But the trees have been kept. They are tall and rich and thick and mature. People love that. Who doesn't want some nice shade? Colorado keeps getting hotter in the summertime. Now, on the downside of that, it's really quite flat in the downtown area, and then you have all of these thick and mature trees going on around us. That does not bode well for mountain views. So when you're coming here and wanting mountain views and a Colorado vibe, I will say there is a total Colorado vibe here, particularly when you can run and play and get downtown to breweries and have access to a whole lot of lifestyle right outside your door. But if you're jonesing for mountain views, this is probably not the place. Also, as you're looking at neighborhoods, if a strong community feel is important to you, I will say that is probably street by street, neighborhood by neighborhood, probably true in most places. So you'll want to check that out as you are hunting and house hunting. All right, on to our next stop. Okay, we move close to the Denver Tech Center, close to the south end of Denver proper. Neighborhoods like Holly Ridge, Southmore Park, Welsher East. We'll still find options in the $850 to $950 range in these neighborhoods. The footprint of the homes will be more like 2,400 to 3,400 square feet. We'll find more like 4 to 5 bedroom options and 2-car attached garages instead of detached garages. The interiors of the home will be slightly updated updated to fully updated. So it's certainly different than being closer to downtown, where in this price range of the $850 to $950, most of the homes were on a fully updated level. It is possible when you're looking at homes in Denver that you will find homes that do not have AC, central AC. So if that's a must-have on the list, keep your eyes open. These homes here closer to the tech center certainly have larger yards. These feel like a suburban home. We've got large front yards, large backyards, much more to maintain. Look at these gorgeous mature trees. I am certainly enjoying this shade. We're gonna hit 90 today. This part of town that we're touring, mostly east of I-25, feeds to two key high schools. We're looking more at Cherry Creek and Thomas Jefferson. One of these ranks a 5 and one of these ranks a 10. So if schools is a key factor for you, you're certainly gonna wanna do your research, figure out which part of town is more important to you. So you get a Denver address here. What does commute time into downtown look like? Well, actually, it could still be up to 40 minutes when you're taking I-25 in the morning. On the plus side, the low end of that number is 20 minutes. So you're probably looking more at like a 20 to 30 minute commute door to door, but we all know what a snarled commute can look like. Getting into the foothills on the weekend, heading up to Evergreen, Red Rocks, Golden, you're looking at about 35 minutes. And getting over to Cherry Creek State Park, your closest source of water for paddleboarding, taking the dogs for a splash, just 10 minutes. Since a lot of these neighborhoods are tucked in between I-25 and Leetsdale or Parker Road, what does it look like in terms of parks and green space? Actually, there are a lot of good options. So if your neighborhood and the sidewalks and the green lush lawns aren't sufficient for you, you do have a lot of other places to go, get out, have friends and parties. Maybe you want a large park to host a birthday party or a gathering. You do have options for that around here as well. Also, it's pretty common to have good access to the Highline Canal through here. The Highline Canal gives you long access to a bike trail all the way up to Denver, down south toward Parker. So if long bike rides are your thing, you could have that in your backyard too. What about mountain views in these communities? Well, the terrain is a little less flat down here, so it is possible that you'll catch a mountain view. I would say more often than not, you're gonna grab a great mountain view on the drive in and out of your neighborhood as the street rises and falls. For the most part, the houses are backing up to one another and you have those thick and full mature trees that are gonna give you privacy, gonna cool off the backyard as you enjoy your deck or your front patio. And those mature trees are gonna block the mountain views for the most part. There are plenty of options for a neighborhood feel right here close to Denver. So let's jump on to our full-on suburbia stop and see what that holds for us. Okay, so we've gone from being close to downtown, a little bit on the north side, to being in the tech center, and now we're over in West Littleton. People talk to me about West Littleton all the time. I want to be close to the foothills. I want to have really good access to hiking. I love that area. I get so many calls, questions, house hunters for West Littleton. That's why I picked this suburb. Homes over here that run in the $850 to $950 range are going to be much larger than where we started when we were up closer to downtown. We're talking 3,000 to 4,500 square feet, generally 4 to 6 bedrooms, and usually a 3-car garage. The difference when you're over here in Littleton is that most of these homes still need to be updated. So when we were closer to downtown in this $850 to $950 range, most of the homes were small, little bungalows, and they already were updated. When we got close to the tech center, they might have needed to be updated. They might have had some updates and looked really good and they were a little bit bigger. When we get outside and we get into these larger homes, then they usually need to be updated. You could surely get a smaller home and it would be updated, but the bigger homes absolutely are still gonna need some work. We're specifically looking over in the Chatfield High School and Dakota Ridge High School catchment areas. One of those schools is rated a 9 and the other one is rated an 8. If you pick suburban life, what is your commute like into downtown? On the short end of the stick, it's about 25 minutes, at least from the West Littleton side. On the longer side, 40 to 45 minutes. That's partly because from Littleton, you can scoot out around the west edge of town and then cut over. If you were in like Parker, Castle Rock, Highlands Ranch, you're not. You're cutting up straight through 25. Again, that's still going to be probably a 45-minute commute. So on the long end of it, you're looking at a 45-minute commute into downtown when you're in the southern burbs. The big draw for being out in the west suburban area, how quick is it to get over to Morrison, Evergreen, the Red Rocks, Golden, and get into the foothills for hiking, biking, playing? Just like 15 minutes. And you're generally not using the Cherry Creek Reservoir as your play area. You're usually going down to Chatfield State Park. That is just a 12-minute commute or so. Being down in this west edge of town, there is so much other open space over here. You've got Deer Creek Canyon Park, Hildebrand Ranch Park, and Waterton Canyon as well. The farther west you get, the better opportunity you have for views. Also, the more south you tend to get, the better the opportunity you have for views. Terrain is certainly more rolling and undulating, so the high points are going to get you up so that you can see over your neighbor's rooftop. The roads are going to give you great views when you're biking, walking, out and about. West Littleton is really close to Hogback and foothills, which means there are fewer Rocky Mountain views, snow-capped views, but what you do see is absolutely breathtaking over here. Did the tour open up your eyes to some new areas, or did you already know which one was right for you? Certainly, if you're looking for the shorter commute, if you love the faster pace of the city, if a smaller house with the detached garage is okay with you, and you want that update already done, and the lifestyle of yoga in the park and locally owned businesses is something you're looking for, then I think being up closer to downtown is certainly something that you would really like. It has a neighborhood feel. You've got front lawns, you've got sidewalks, you've got neighbors out walking and running. If you're looking for something with a little bit bigger footprint, larger yards, maybe you need a space for kiddos to play, you need a trampoline, or you've got a dog and you want a larger backyard. A detached garage piece with a 2-car garage that'll certainly fit 2 cars. Yet you still want to be close to downtown. Maybe it's important that you have that Denver address. And being close to that DTC area really may be the right fit for you. Every one of the areas has its trade-offs. So I hear a lot more airplane noise when I'm down in the suburbs. A lot of the DTC area is close to I-25, so you're hearing the hum of the interstate. And when you're up in the city, you do not have a lot of privacy. The yards are small. You hear neighbors when they're talking. You hear dogs when they're barking. So it really is all about the vibe and what you're looking for in your home size and community. Because if you're needing that larger home size, that up to 4,000 plus square feet, and you want the 3-car garage for all your toys, or maybe you're going to have a teen driver, then the suburbs is certainly something you're going to want to look at. But as you could tell when we look at the video, those homes are large, they're mature, they need some updating, they need some love, they're probably going to need a fresh coat of paint. When it comes to restaurants, it's mostly chain restaurants. You're going to have to work to find local businesses and local restaurant owners, or drive up into downtown for more of those local experiences. When you are down in the burbs, not just Littleton, you're going to have loads of green space, opportunity for a home that backs to a green belt, be near lots of parks, got rec centers, ice rinks, lots of hiking nearby, bike trails. The other thing is HOAs are abundant down in the burbs. You generally don't have those once you get into Denver proper. And I do know that people feel very strongly about HOAs. Do you want someone telling you how things need to be, or do you like to be 100% the boss of your own domain? Want to talk about the differences of other communities? Want to talk more about Denver versus the burbs? Please reach out. I would love to connect. And I will see y'all next week.